Hi everybody, welcome back to Goodnight Lighthouse. I'm Miss Dorothy and I'm here to read you another story. And I've got a story for you tonight about a fun animal. I'm going to read to you about a kangaroo. I love kangaroos. I love the way they hop all around. And did you know that mommy kangaroos have pockets on the front of them and they keep their babies in them? And that's where they keep the babies and when they're hopping around? Well, we have a story tonight about a mommy kangaroo that doesn't have a pocket. And it's called Katy No-Pocket. Katy No-Pocket. This is a story about a mommy kangaroo who doesn't have a pocket. She doesn't know how to carry her baby around. And she goes around asking everybody, and she goes around looking for her very own pocket. And we need to get into this book and find out if she finds one. Are you ready to get inside this book with Miss Dorothy? Good. I need you to sit up and listen up, because here we go. Katy No-Pocket. Written by Emmy Payne. Pictures by H.A.Rey. Big tears rolled down Katy Kangaroo's brown face. Poor Katy was crying because she didn't have a pocket like other mother kangaroos. Freddy was Katy Kangaroo's little boy, and he needed a pocket to ride in. All grown-up kangaroos take awfully big hops, and little kangaroos like Freddy get left far behind unless their mothers have nice pockets to carry them in. And poor Katy didn't have any pocket at all. Oh, she doesn't have a pocket like the other mommies, so she can't jump with her baby. Katy Kangaroo cried just thinking about it, and Freddy cried too. Then all of a sudden, Katy had a wonderful idea. It was so wonderful she jumped 6 feet up in the air. The idea was this. Other animal mothers had children, and they didn't have any pockets. She'd go ask one of them how they carried their babies. That's a good idea. Freddy looked all around to see whom to ask, and Katy looked around all around to see too. And what they both saw were 2 bubbles rising up from the river right beside them. Mrs. Crocodile, said Katy, feeling lots better already. She hasn't any pocket. Let's ask her. A lot of big, muddy bubbles came up through the water, and then Mrs. Crocodile stuck her head up and opened her enormous mouth and smiled. Why, Katy Kangaroo, what can I do for you today? Please, Mrs. Crocodile, I am so sad, said Katy. I have no pocket, and Freddy has to walk wherever we go, and he gets so tired. Oh, dear, and she started to cry again. The crocodile began to cry too, and then she said, But what can I do? You can tell me how to carry Freddy, said Katy. How do you carry little Catherine Crocodile? Oh, do please tell me. Well, I carry her on my back, of course, said Mrs. Crocodile. She was so surprised that anyone shouldn't know that she forgot to cry any more. She carries her on her back. Why, on my back, of course. And she can just swim along with her baby right on her back. Katy was pleased, she said, Thank you. And as soon as she got to a good squatting down place, she squatted and said, Now, Freddy, climb on my back. After this, it will be so simple, no trouble at all. But it wasn't simple. In the first place, Freddy could not crawl up onto her back because his knees stuck out. He couldn't hang on because his front legs were too short. And when he did manage to hang on for a few minutes and Katy gave a long hop, he fell off, bump, bang, with a terrific thump. So Katy saw that she couldn't carry her baby on her back. Nope, she can't carry the baby like a crocodile. Katy and Freddy sat down again and thought. I know, I'll ask Mrs. Monkey. I'm sure she can help me. So Katy and Freddy set off for the forest, and very soon they found Mrs. Monkey. She had her young son Jocko with her, and Katy Kangaroo hurried so to catch up with them that she was almost out of breath. But finally she managed to squeak, Please, Mrs. Monkey, how do you carry Jocko? Why, in my arms, of course, said Mrs. Monkey. How else would a sensible animal carry anything? And she whisked away through the trees. "Oh dear," said Katy, and a great big tear ran across her long nose. "I can't carry anything in these short little arms. Oh dear, she wasn't any help at all. What are we going to do?" And she just sat down and cried harder than ever. Poor Katy. The monkey knows what to do. She said, "Why, in my arms, of course." That's how monkeys carry their babies. Poor Freddy. He hated to see his mother cry. So he put his paw to his head. He thought and he thought and he thought. "What about the lion?" he asked when Katy stopped crying a little. "They don't carry their children. The poor things walk just the way you do," said Katy. "The way the lions do it. They just walk." "There's the birds," said Freddy. "How do you carry their birds?" "Birds," said Katy. "The mother bird pushes their children out of the nest, and they squawk and shriek and flap their wings about it. That's the way birds do it. Yes, birds fly." Then all at once, Katy Kangaroo stopped crying and looked at Freddy. "They do say that Owl knows almost everything," she said slowly. "Well then, for goodness sake, let's go ask him," said Freddy. They found the owl asleep in an old dead tree. It's daytime, so the owl won't be awake. And he was cross because he didn't want to be woken up in the middle of the day. But when he saw that Katy was so sad, he came out, blinking and ruffled his feathers, and said in a scratchy voice, "Well, well, what is it? Speak up and speak loudly. I'm deaf as a post." So Katy stuck under the tree and screamed at him, "I'm a mother kangaroo, and I haven't a pocket to carry my child in. How shall I carry him? What shall I do?" "Get a pocket," said the owl, and he went to sleep again. "Where?" cried Katy. "Oh, please don't go to sleep before you tell me where." "How should I know?" said the owl. "They sell that sort of thing in the city, I believe. Now kindly go away and let me sleep." "The city?" said Katy, and looked at Freddy with big round eyes. "Of course, we'll go to the city." Katy was so excited that she almost left Freddy behind as she went leaping over bushes and hopping along the path, singing in sort of a hummy way a little song she had just made up. "Hippity hoppity flippity floppity, wasn't it a pity? I didn't know it was to the city I should go." She hopped so fast that Freddy could hardly keep up, but at last they left the woods behind and came to the city, where there were stores and houses and automobiles. The people all stared and stared at Katy, but she didn't notice it. She was looking for pockets, and she saw that almost everybody had them. And then, all at once, she could hardly believe it, a man who seemed to be all pockets. He was simply covered with pockets. Big pockets, little pockets, medium-sized pockets. Wow, she found somebody with a lot of pockets. Katy went up to him and laid a paw on his arm. He was a little frightened, but Katy looked at him with her soft brown eyes and said, "Please, dear kind man, where did you get all those pockets?" "These pockets?" he said. "You want to know where I got all these pockets? Why, they just came with the apron, of course." "You mean you can really get something to put on with all those pockets already in it?" said Katy. "Sure you can," said the man. "I keep my hammer and nails and tools in my pockets. But I can get another apron, so I'll give you mine." And he took the apron off. What a nice man. And he dumped it upside down. Out fell a saw, a wrench, nails, a hammer, a drill, and lots of other tools. Then the man shook the apron hard and turned it right side up again and hung it around Katy's neck and tied it behind her back. Katy was so pleased and excited and happy that she couldn't speak. She just stood still and looked down at the pockets and smiled and smiled and smiled. By this time a big crowd had gathered to see what Katy Kangaroo was doing. When they saw how pleased she was, they all smiled too. "She's getting her pockets!" At last Katy was able to say, "Thank you," to the nice kind man. And then what do you think she did? she popped Freddy into a very comfortable pocket, and she hippity-hopped home faster than ever before because, of course, she didn't have to wait for Freddy. And when she got home, what did you think she did? Well, she had so many pockets that she put Freddy into the biggest one of all. Then into the next largest, she put little Leonard Lion. Thomas Tortoise just fitted into another pocket. Sometimes she had a baby bird and the mother was busy at a worm hunt. And there was still room for a monkey, a skunk, a rabbit, a raccoon, a lizard, a squirrel, a possum, a turtle, a frog, and a snail. Wow, Katy's putting everybody in her pockets. So now all the animals like Katy's pockets better than any other pockets in the whole forest. And Katy Kangaroo is very happy because now she has more pockets than any mother kangaroo in the world. Yay! Katy got her pocket. She got lots of pockets. Not only could she carry her baby, but she could carry everybody else's babies. Poor Katy. She really wanted a pocket. She really wanted to figure out how to carry her baby around. And she kept asking different animals. And then she asked the wise owl. And he said, just go get a pocket. Go to the city and get a pocket. And then she met that really nice man who had all those pockets in his apron, and he gave it to her. And now she's a happy mommy because she can carry her baby and everybody else. This was a fun book. I really like kangaroos. I really enjoyed reading about Katy and her little baby and how much she wanted a pocket. Mommies always want to do what's best for their babies, and that's why she wanted a pocket so bad so she could carry her baby around. Your mommy always wants to do the best for you too, so I hope you'll remember to always be nice to your mom because she is always nice to you. So what I need right now is for all my little kangaroos to hop off into bed like good little Joeys. Get under your covers, get cuddled up, curled up, ready for a really good night's sleep. And remember, tomorrow, everything your mom does, she's doing to make things better for you. She always wants you to be happy, and she's always working hard for you. So you do something good for mom tomorrow. What could that be? I know. Obey, and obey right away. And then come back and see Miss Dorothy, because I'm going to be sitting right here, ready to read another book to you. Bye! Thanks for reading with Miss Dorothy. I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll come back soon to read another. What's your favorite book? Drop Miss Dorothy a note and let me know. I'll go find it, and I'll read it to you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you soon.